Hey guys, and welcome back to the totally normal Gran Turismo 5 playthrough. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I recommend doing so, cause they're gonna provide a lot of context on where we are now. Anyways, I welcome you back to the world of Gran Turismo 5. But before we get into the main topics of the episode, I just wanted to let you know our current situation. It is vital to note that I needed a ton of money in order to buy the cars that we'll be driving today. So, in order to get the money we needed, I had to do a ton of money grinding. So I got in the Lancia Stratos and went to beat European Championship races. Specifically, the first race at Rome Circuit since it was the least time consuming. And this might also be the last time I ever get to mention levels in this series. After getting to 600,000 credits in the money grind, I reached level 26. Of course, noting things that happened in the money grind in the meantime. Then, after getting to reach 1.8 million, I reached level 27. After collecting 3.5 million credits, I reached level 28. And reached level 29 after collecting 5.5 million credits. I also forgot to record this, but, yeah, I guess I got the 1000 ticket. Oh, it's not what I need. Okay, so after a bit of looking at it, yeah, the Cadillac CN might actually be usable for American Championship. Yeah, forget what I said earlier, this might be a possible pick, but no guarantee of course. Say, I didn't know the Cadillac CN concept car identified as a glow stick. And after a certain point in the money grind, I gave up and just decided to use the Bugatti Veyron for it. Look, I know that contradicts the whole totally normal Gran Turismo 5 playthrough thing, but you can't blame me. It's been 7 hours in the money grind by this point. In the meantime, I reached level 30 after collecting 8.3 million credits. But eventually, I was able to reach my target after over 10 hours of sitting there and repeating this race constantly. Man, I am really glad I didn't have to do this back in episode 10. Thankfully, after the most painful 10 hours of the playthrough, I could finally get on with the events. Huh. Not gonna lie, I low-key thought this special event was exclusive to the DLC of the game. Huh. I thought I was gonna get another 1000 ticket. Okay, so I may not have captured it very well, but it looks like I have earned myself a trophy. Either way, with the actual money grinding part out of the way, let's get on with the actual video. Welcome to the second to last episode of this series. Now, since there's only 3 events left, well, technically 4 since I didn't beat like the what are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and beat them. Now, I did have a different plan for how I can beat American Championship, but since I got a Cadillac CN from the 1000 ticket from earlier, I guess it won't hurt to give it a try. So, I tried using it for the Indianapolis race, and I was actually able to beat some of the opponent cars here, but not enough to actually take the W. Which means that I have to resort back to the old plan of going to the premium dealership, buying the fellow vehicle that I'm gonna be using for past glories, and race modifying it. Now just give me a second so I can do the cool transition, and there we go. I now have my fellow past glories mobile ready to compete in the event. But not before I repaint it to the yellow color I bought it in. Much better. And also tune the car some more and buy some upgrades for it, but who cares about that? I'm just stalling at this point. Let's get on with the actual event. This better work. The first race is at Indianapolis. So let's see how I do. Not even the first corner came around and I'm already catching up to the Viper race car thanks to Slipstream. Overtaking it no problem as Stengerante also goes down very easily. I doubt anyone really remembers him by this point, but either way, LMJJ also goes down easily along with the Mark IV race car. I unfortunately lost some time to the washing machine, as you can see right here, but it's no big deal, as even though I wasn't able to catch back up to it on the first lap, it doesn't really matter, as I somehow managed to reach Fordo's slipstream, which not only gave me a ton of speed, but allowed me to also overtake them very easily. But even though the fellow Ford GT fan was very competitive in the said race, that wasn't enough to stop me from winning the race and earning 97,000 credits as a reward. The second race is at Laguna Seca. Right away, things started not well as I went wide, allowing the washing machine to overtake me. But luckily, I managed to overtake it back on the braking zone, also making it past the Viper Team Oreca race car and Stengarante once again. On the next corner, the Mark IV race car was very easily overtaken, and so was the Ford GT LM race car on this corner. Not only that, but I easily outpowered the C5R on the uphill heading into the motor wagon's worst nightmare, on which nothing happened. But something did happen on the corkscrew, however, and that something was me closing in the gap between LMJJ, overtaking her right before the final corner of the track. I'm not gonna lie, this might low-key be one of the most OP American race cars in the game, because even with the occasional mistakes in my driving, I still beat the AI by over 10 seconds, allowing me to earn another 97,000 credits on top of that. And yeah, that's American Championship. Anyways, let's see what we get as a prize car for winning this event. Are you serious? You're not fucking serious, are you? Oh well, it may not have been very useful, but at least I got a good laugh out of this being the prize car. Anyways, the next event I'm gonna be beating now is German Touring Car Championship, for which, in order to compete in it, I'm going back in the premium dealership to buy the Lexus ISF Racing Concept, as despite being Japanese, you can still use it in the event for some reason. Anyways, let's go race DTM machines. The first race is at Cape Ring, so let's see how I do. The race begins with me instantly trying to catch up to that 190E over there, and it wasn't until the braking zone that I actually managed to overtake it, along with the A4 Calibra and the ABT Audi that I also managed to overtake. The past Glory's Reject was also easy to overtake. Now the only thing standing between me and first place is the Opel Astra, which itself wasn't very good at holding me off either. I am already first. Wow, that was quick. Man, if I had a nickel for every time trial race I had to do on Cape Ring, I would have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would have 6 nickels. Either way, the race was so easy that the biggest challenge was not falling asleep, earning my well-deserved 82,000 credits. The second race is at Nürburgring Sprint, or also known in the PS3 era of the series as Nürburgring GPD. Immediately, I used the braking zone to my advantage and accidentally ended up overtaking literally every single car in the grid, which allowed me to claim first place until this happened. Insert explosion here. My skill issue allowed the Opel Astra to overtake me back. And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't very easy trying to gain back the time I lost. But eventually, I managed to overtake back the Opel Astra on this very corner, allowing me to reclaim first place. Not only that, but I easily managed to build a gap over the said DTM car. But besides that, nothing really happened apart from me going wide and having to listen to the awful roar of the engine. I mean, I could mention more, but let's be honest, who actually wants to sit here and listen to me yap about random race occurrences for 15 minutes? I'm not streaks. But anyways, I just cruised to the finish line and won the race. And earned another 82,000 credits for winning. The third and the final race is at the Nordschleife. Immediately, I overtook the CLK DTM. The Calibra DTM didn't stand a chance against me, and neither did the 190E or the A4, as I easily overtook them by pulling a Mad Jester. And then finally claimed first place by overtaking the Astra in a not-so-smooth way. And don't worry, I didn't forget to wall grind the carousel, nor did I make any mistakes that would cost me the win. Another race victory for the ISF, allowing me to earn yet another 82,000 credits and to reach level 31, but it's not like that really matters in the playthrough anymore. And yeah, that's German Touring Car Championship. Anyways, let's see what we get as a prize car for winning this event. A 2002 Turbo. Oh well, the prize car may not have been worth the effort, but at least it's not the classic Beetle, which would be even more pointless. Though, you may be wondering, if there's one race event left for me to do, and race cars usually cost 4 to 5 million credits, then why did I money grind twice as much? Welp, it's kinda complicated. As you remember, I was unable to beat Like the Wind back in episode 13. Normally, I just money grind for the cars I have to buy for the episode, but today it is not just that. I want to redeem myself and make up for not being able to beat Like the Wind then by beating it now. The Bugatti Veyron may not have been very effective, so this time I'm going to use the 908 instead. Anyways, we shall now go do just that. The second race, don't ask, is at Indianapolis Superspeedway. So let's see how I do. Immediately starting off, the Sauber Mercedes is trying to out-accelerate me, but I am not gonna let that happen. Instead, I easily managed to gap it on the corner and also overtook the Pescarolo. Then 5 seconds later, I easily overtook the 905 V12 LMR 787B and the Escudo, with the Toyota 7 also not being able to compete against me. Needless to say, nothing interesting happened after that, with me easily claiming the win, allowing me to earn the 70,000 credits, which I wasn't able to back in episode 13. And you know what? I know I really don't have to, but just to prove a point, I'm also gonna redo the Daytona race for fun. The first braking zone has been overshot by my 908, causing me to lose time to the Sauber Mercedes and the Pescarolo. Luckily though, I easily managed to gain that time back by overtaking back the Pescarolo and the Sauber Mercedes. And then on the next section, I managed to out-accelerate the 787B, if that's even an actual word. While catching up to the Escudo, I ended up bonking into it, but still easily overtook it. After that, I easily managed to catch up to this limited edition looking Audi R8 race car, easily overtaking it, and to put this into most challenge run YouTubers terms, giving myself a bad reputation by spinning out the R92 CP. And once I caught up to him, Solstice City was also not a threat. Safe to say, I successfully redeemed myself after the events of episode 13, and earning insert number here credits. And yeah, that's Like the Wind. Anyways, it is now time to see the OP prize car we get from the event. A Minolta? Oh yeah, we are definitely set for our final destination. Man, what a beauty of a race car. I do not regret redoing that event one bit. Hello? Camera? Do you mind? Anyways, with that settled, not only are we on the second to last episode, but we are now also about to beat the second to last event. And for that, we go back to the premium dealership again to buy the Mazda 787B, aka the Le Mans prototype with a rotary engine. Anyways, let's go race the All-Star Champions. The first race is at Trial Mountain. So let's see how I do. The race begins with me instantly catching up to the Bentley Speed 8 and overtaking it. And same can be said for the XJ220LM, as I managed to also easily overtake it along with the XJ13. I know you've been waiting for me to say the thing, so I'll just say it. It took me a bit to catch up to the Audi R10, but once I did, it was very easy to overtake it. And even though I didn't catch the R92 CP or the R8 on the straight, it doesn't really matter as I managed to easily overtake them on the braking zone. Overall, this race was surprisingly easy. And I didn't even break a sweat, keeping my first place. Which means I have earned myself 37,000 credits. And to my surprise, the Gilles Vertigo is not actually last. The second race is at Grand Valley Speedway, a track which I do not have a fond memory of given the events of last time. Not even the first corner came around and I'm already overtaking all three of the British race cars. Not only that, but I nearly catch the R10 despite almost spinning out. And because of that near spin experience, the Bentley overtook me, but I easily managed to overtake it back. I easily overtook the R10 on this section of the track, and easily caught up to the limited edition looking R8, overtaking it on the very next corner. And the leading R92 CP was also overtaken no problem. Which means my performance definitely makes up for slacking off last time I was on this track. And that's another 37,000 credits into my pockets. And also looking at the championship standings, needless to say, the myth of the Vertigo being last every single time you race against it has been proven false. Anyways, the third race at the Nürburgring Nordschleife is gonna be extremely easy for me given how many times I've driven on the said track. The Bentley easily goes down in the first braking zone, and so does the XJ220. I easily outpowered the XJ13, and same can be said for the R10, which slowed down for no particular reason. I easily catch up to the R8 by pulling a Mad Jester on this corner. Not only that, but the R8 goes down without a fight as well. While the R92 CP goes down in what's probably gonna become my smoothest overtake in the series. Although the overtake didn't really matter as I made a mistake on this section of the track. Insert explosion here, causing me to fall back down to second place. But not to worry, as I easily catch back up to the R92 CP by pulling another shortcut. The braking zone comes around with me trying to overtake the R92 CP but failing. I tried to overtake again on the next one and succeeded this time. After that, I wall grinded the carousel and happily ever aftered my way into the finish line, giving me another 37,000 credits, which I don't really need anymore. The fourth race is held at Cape Ring, and that's my 7th nickel. Once again, I easily managed to make it past the British race cars, as you can see right here. I also overshot the braking zone while trying to overtake the R10, causing me to lose the position to it. Luckily, I easily managed to overtake it back. 20 seconds after that, I'm not in first place. Wow, that's new. Regardless, I easily managed to overtake the limited edition R8. And then it took me a while to catch up to the R92 CP, but once I did catch up to it, overtaking it was not a problem. And I was just cruising through the rest of the race until this happened at the end of the third lap. Insert explosion here, causing me to get ratioed by the R92 CP and R8 heading into the 4th lap. And so, after over 30 seconds of trying to catch up, I easily regained the 2nd place from the R8. And even though it took me even longer to catch up to the R92 CP, overtaking it was once again not a big problem. However, I did end up accidentally doing a dirty move on the R92 CP while doing so. Either way, I won the race, successfully earning some credits. The 5th and the final race is at Tokyo Route 246. Oh wow, who could have seen this coming? I easily overtook the British race cars and the R10. And even though it took longer to overtake the R8 and the R92 CP, they were also the exact same thing. They get easily overtaken, and just like almost every single race in this series, nothing happens after I overtook the leading car. Which means I have earned myself a final share of 37,000 credits, and earned an additional 189,000 credits for winning the championship. And yeah, that's Gran Turismo All-Stars Championship. Anyways, let's see what we get as a prize car for winning this event, even though it's not gonna be useful to us either way. A Carbon R? Well, that wasn't worth the effort, was it? Oh, and also I guess I got the level 17 class ticket. Like I said, not really useful to us anymore, but I guess it's worth keeping. As for the level 17 class ticket, well, it would be nice to have this all the way back in historic race car series. Regardless, it's a great prize car either way, for making it this far. Even though it's not really useful to us given we've already beaten all the events. And that's about it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, which I know you did, like the video, and maybe even consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in episode 16, the finale.